So we'll get back to talking college football. I know a lot of you guys wanted to talk about football, but I had to do this. I got to take a look at this. Golden State is now one win away from winning their 23rd consecutive basketball game. And tonight they play arguably the best team in the Eastern Conference, in the Indiana Pacers. The Pacers are 12-7. Paul George is playing like an MVP. If there was, in the NBA, like they do in Major League Baseball, an American League and a National League MVP, if there was an Eastern Conference and a Western Conference MVP, Paul George would easily right now be the number one contender for MVP in the Eastern Conference. I mean, he's playing unbelievable. He's leading the Pacers in points. He's leading in minutes. He's doing everything you can think of for the 12-7 Pacers. Okay, tonight they're going to end up playing the Golden State Warriors, and the Warriors have won 22 in a row. And what they're doing is just phenomenal when you think about it in the grand scheme of things. And in its smaller context, now we broke it down, and I came across this stat last night. Golden State, against the top 4-tier teams in the league this year, they've only played one team, and that was the Chicago Bulls, and they ended up beating the Bulls. Against the lower tier 4 teams in all of the league, okay, so that's the bottom tier, the 30th, 29th place teams with the worst record, they played 8 games, and they're 8-0. So they've played a lot of teams in the middle of the pack. So this will be one of their earliest tests against a top team, and it's going to come against Indiana. But I really want to talk about what Steph Curry is doing. I don't think we've ever seen anything like this. I can't think of anything like this. I mean, Steph Curry is averaging over 32 points a game, close to 33 points a game, and he's averaging over 6 points a game, 6 assists in just 34 minutes of play. Okay, by my calculations, that's not even averaging 4 quarters of play. Steph Curry is averaging over 32 points, and he's not even playing in the fourth quarter. He's only played over 40 minutes in a game twice this season, and that's including a 44-minute performance in overtime. That's an overtime performance against the New Jersey Nets. He's only done that twice where he's played over 40 minutes in a game. His dominance is unbelievable. He's shooting over 47% from three-point range this season, which is a career high. He's averaging 11 three-point attempts, which is mind-boggling that he's averaging 11 three-point attempts, and he's making nearly half of these attempts. Leading the league in scoring. I don't think we've ever seen a play, and it's not like he's the most athletic player out there. I mean, you got LeBron James, who's a better athlete, Kevin Durant, Russell Wilson. These are guys who are just freak athletes, but what Curry's doing is he's just a phenomenal shooter. And he's getting a shot off anytime he wants. He's getting it at any angle, and as soon as he shoots it, it's good. It's a guaranteed basket. I don't think we've seen a single player dominate a game. And now I'm not sitting here saying that he's the greatest player of all time. That would be foolish and an asinine of me. Because if you ask me, the greatest players of all time, you've got Jordan, you've got Chamberlain, you've got Shaquille O'Neal, you've got Larry Bird. The list goes on, and I'm not putting Curry within that list. But what I'm saying is, in its smaller context, I don't think we've ever seen a single player handle and or dominate a single given sport like Steph Curry is doing right now. I don't think we've ever seen anything like it. I mean, you'd have to go back probably like the early 50s and 60s and think about George Mikan, where he was just dunking over people, who were my height and shorter in short shorts. And look, I ain't that tall, so I'm telling you, I don't think we've ever seen anything like this. What Curry is doing is unbelievable for the game of basketball. And at 22-0, Golden State is dominating a league with a single player that's dominated like we've never seen. And tonight they're going to have their biggest test, and it's a game that I'm going to sit down. I will sit down and watch this game. Not much going on. I know we got a big college basketball night. You got Maryland versus UConn tonight. That's going to be a good game. But I think this is the type of game where you're going to sit down. This is where you would pay for admission. You've got Curry versus Indiana. This is a big game. This is a good game. Can the Pacers, stop the streak, or can Golden State extend it to 23 in a row? I mean, this is some stuff. This is some good stuff. And one of my buddies, he just texted me, and he's listening. I mean, think about that. How good is that? You got some friends here who are going to take some time out of their day to listen to your show. My buddy texts me. He just sends me this. Steph Curry is 9 of 13 from 29 feet and out. 9 of 13. He's made 9 of 13 attempts from 29 feet and beyond. That's practically shooting from half court. I want to know how many people can go 9 of 13 without anybody guarding them, let alone doing it in a game guarded by somebody and the pressures of an actual game. Who is out there going to chuck up 9 of 13 from 29 feet and beyond and make these shots on their own? That's what I want to know. I want to know who can do that. I want to know if I could even go out there and make 9 of 13 free throws, let alone go 9 of 13 from 29 feet and beyond. I don't think I could do that. Now, I didn't play basketball, but I want to know if the average person could even do that. 9 of 13 from free throw land, okay, let alone 29 feet and beyond. That's unheard of numbers. I'm telling you, this is unlike we've ever seen before, and it'd be great. It'd be interesting to see if he can continue this. It will be very interesting to see if Curry can continue this trend, this streak he's on. I mean, he's not even playing in the fourth quarter in most games because Golden State's just blowing teams away. And yet he's averaging over 32 points a game and he's shooting over 47% from downtown. I mean, that is just unbelievable numbers. It's an unbelievable run by Golden State, and it's a streak that, look, if it ends tonight, the win streak ends tonight, so be it. But 72-10 is within reach if they want it. It's within, and I'm going to go on record and saying that right now, as December 8th. That is on reach, or that is within reach now. What LSU has done to Les Miles, I mean, they've hung their coach out to dry. I mean, if you want to fire the man, go ahead. You just make the decision. Go ahead and get rid of him, and then just fire him. I have no problem with that. If you're going to sit there and say that you're not winning enough games, you lost, which I don't think is the truth. But if you're not winning enough games, you didn't win the big one, we're not happy. Fine, get rid of the man. That's your own prerogative. That's your own decision. But to sit there and send out feelers to the media and say, Les is not our guy. There's rumors that LSU might be looking at other coaches. And then to not come out and either make a statement, yes, yay or nay, is just absolutely atrocious by this program. And if I'm Les Miles, I don't know if I want to be here any longer. And if you don't think that people lined up at his front door to sign him, you've lost your mind. I mean, this is a guy who's got a national championship. He's got SEC championships. Look, Les Miles is not without his warts, okay? In college football this season, 22 plays and scored the game-winning touchdown. I'm telling you, if this game was for the national championship, if this was going to win the title, it would go down as one of the best or one of the greatest drives of all time. I mean, this drive was phenomenal. It was great TV. The only issue, I think it's an excellent hire by Syracuse. I absolutely love Dino Babers. I didn't know which major job he was going to get. The guy's won everywhere he's gone. He's won now at Bowling Green, where he's gone to back-to-back bowls there in 2 years at Bowling Green. He won at Eastern Illinois. He went back. So the guy, as a head coach, he's gone in 4 years. He's at above 5 record in 4 years. He's 37-16 in 4 years as a head coach, and he's gone to 4 bowl games. The guy is a football coach. Now, there's nothing against Schaefer, who was the former head coach at Syracuse, who was just let go. I thought he did a decent job. But Dino Babers is going to bring in an offensive mindset to Syracuse. It's going to be up-tempo. He's done an excellent job recruiting and making Bowling Green competitive. Did an excellent job at Eastern Illinois making sure that not only were competitive, they were 12-2 in his second year there. Not only were they competitive, they were a really, really good football team. This is a bright football mind. I think it's an excellent hire by Dino Babers. It was just a matter of who was going to get him, in my opinion. I thought, Maryland might, inquire about him. I had heard there were some rumors about that. There was some talk that maybe Missouri had interviewed. And then at one point, Central Florida came out that there was a leak that Babers was going to. Syracuse did an excellent job of locking up Dino Babers and getting him to come up to upstate New York. That is a great hire for this football program, for a team that's really struggled for a better part of a decade since McNabb's been. You got to think back to maybe when Donovan McNabb was there was the last time they were super competitive. I think Babers will come in, do an excellent job recruiting, and he's already said, or there's rumors coming out, that he's bringing most of his staff with him, so there will be some continuity there. There's going to be they understand each other. They're all coming to Syracuse together. I think it's a great hire for the Orange. I think it's going to Dino Babers. You give him a couple years to rebuild, restock. I think Schaefer did a good job.